Welcome back to the show. Today we are two men lights, okay? But still, we've got a lot to cover for you.
We're cooking.
Coach Christopher Nimley, he said he has a... Nimley says he has a bad flu.
He didn't say he has a bad flu. We spoke to him and he wasn't feeling well.
Yes.
So it's not what he said. Just tell them that Nimley has a bad flu.
I have not seen him.
So you don't believe what he was doing on the phone?
No.
Because he says I have some bad
settings. If you have watched Nigeria movie, you see when everybody where they sick, he did a bad trouble where they give us water, they give us water. You cannot be in a Nigerian movie and be sick and not cough.
You be like if for demonstrate the sickness, make you see say.
That's what Nimley was doing.
I
call her today and say, I'm not feeling well.
Catch flu. But
I'm surprised Nimley alive because the flu remedy.
Nigerian movie tells me that.
Because the flu remedy, he taught us, me especially, the garlic, ginger, warm water, and honey.
Obia a doctor wants to be Obia a doctor wants to go sick.
Who is the physician's physician?
Share.
Charlie. Anyway, so we are back on the show. Guys, last week was a blast, man. Too many people had so many comments on the episode. Is that the first 30 minutes when we were on Achu's case?
People.
People had fun, man. But people like that you were such a good sport. You enjoyed it yourself.
It's fun. It's always
of course.
I think genuinely, look, Thursdays are one of my favorite days of the week.
Absolutely. We record the podcast on Thursdays. That's what he means.
Yeah. So, we just come unwind and have fun.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some people have changed our names because of this podcast.
Why?
So, I was at Ridge Hospital today. I met 3 people. In fact, between yesterday and today, I met 3 people at the hospital who identified me with
the podcast.
The first guy, the thing was so funny, I forgot to ask of his name. But I'm sure he is at the pharmacy.
Yeah.
The corporate pharmacy. He calls out my name and says, it be you. I say, yeah. Then I smiled. He goes behind the counter. He has the pack of drugs that he would give me.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't call my name.
Yeah.
He just shouts, "Ina, man." And I suspect, you know what was funny?
You mean the pharmacist called you?
He
man?
Come and comment in the comment section. I'm sure you'll see this. You know what was funnier? I suspect
You know what would have been funnier? If he was trying to explain something, Achu kept talking. Then he said, nah. That would have been funny.
I suspect he's been discussing the podcast with his colleagues. There were 2 ladies there.
Yeah.
Because when he said, "Ina, man," both of them started laughing. In fact, there was a second lady who says, "He's the guy on the show."
You've watching the show in the office.
So my suspicion is that they were aware. As for the other guy, I remember his name. He said his name is Godfred. So I should give him a shout.
Shouts to you, man.
I met him at the car park earlier today. So Godfred.
There
was another guy in my house.
Star man, Godfred.
I don't know his name. He's at La Paz. He mentioned some name. I've forgotten the name. But he says he watches the podcast every day. All of you.
I came across 2 guys. So Moses NCA in the procurement office. Yeah, Moses at the NCA procurement office. In fact, he said he saw the game, the sports zone as well.
Yeah.
And then he also spoke about the Malamco. And then I met another guy there at NCA.
We have added followers. They follow us everywhere.
Saka too says that he's a big fan of the show. Yeah, big shout to Saka.
Bola.
Yeah, so he said Saka. I said Saka. He said Saka Arsenal. I said Saka. But the guy, his colleague in the office says, but I be Barca fan. He said, if you tell me Saka Arsenal to really understand the name Saka. So, and there are many other look,
no, way too much. So
big shouts to all of you do the watching.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
And engage us. It's wonderful.
And the engagement, even on the comment section, it's crazy.
Yeah,
listen, we appreciate it. It's one thing for someone to watch and go. It's another thing for another person to pick a phone and say, this thing they are talking about
is interesting enough for me. It's
interesting enough for me to leave a comment. Look, Sicho, you watch YouTube a lot. You do. When was the last time you left a comment under anything on YouTube?
Yeah.
But you enjoy YouTube content. Yeah. So to leave a comment there, that extra effort, it's a massive deal.
It's a big deal. We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
we don't take it for granted.
We do, man.
Cookers, when you disagree with us, drop it. Forget everybody.
Yeah.
Look, I'm happy when
part
it's
of the
happening.
game.
Yeah,
It's part of the game.
absolutely.
And to those who spread the word and make sure that as many people hear about the podcast as often.
So many
we
people
really
calling this
appreciate
the best podcast in the world.
Charlie.
Like, it's crazy.
No, it is.
In the weekend,
Yeah.
so I posted this on X.
Uh-huh.
So I saw a very funny picture. Remember the storybook we read already in primary 3,
Yes.
primary 4? That Obiba JK story, the
Yeah.
Red Lions and then
Oh, yes.
the Hawks. You know, so I was like, I saw the story was like, till date, I don't understand why Obiba JK never won the Ballon d'Or. So I posted it. Look, I posted it only, I mean, we recorded it on Thursday. So I posted it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he has over 900K views. And the reactions are going to 950 something K. Like, and the nostalgia it has brought to people.
How many comments?
I've got like 300 and something
Oh,
comments.
that's a lot.
The nostalgia it has brought to many people. It's great. Like everybody's telling me they remember
But
the story
there's match
so well.
2, there was offside.
No, the line is fake.
See, the linesman, his angle was not.
Do you know why I don't believe that?
The editor, will you find out?
Do you know why I don't believe
Put it there, let's ask the people. The line, is it not offside?
Do you know why I don't believe? I believe the line wasn't offside.
Tell me.
A linesman who had 2 flags, how can he go wrong?
If
And
this
that's
one
why
no Bob you,
he had 2 flags, how can he go wrong?
if the left one no Bob you, the right.
Man, and it took me down memory lane. That was an incredible story. JK Sasiraku, Biba JK, and football doctor.
Football doctor.
He was the captain of the other team. But these are stories, man.
Whoever came up with that story is genius.
It's epic. I
It
mean,
defined our
was
childhood.
brilliant. It
If
really
you're
did.
a Ghanaian student
Yeah.
and you went to primary school in Ghana, you know what we're talking
Yeah, we would
about.
have known, especially
In a certain period, yeah.
Yeah, in the early century, maybe
In
around
the 90s.
90s.
Yeah, if you went to school,
2000,
that
that was brilliant.
Growing up, we may not have realized it, but it looks like there was a deliberate effort to carry us along with local content.
Yeah.
So a lot of the characters, yes, you would read about
Yeah.
the Shakespeare and the likes, but significant part of our literature that we're exposed to.
Does this story, is it Mr. Danso's shop or something?
Yeah, I remember that one.
They go,
Mr. Boaman's shop.
Mr. Boaman's shop. So you go, he had this,
and then there was a market day at Asesewa.
Yes.
I market day as Asesewa.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So a lot of that,
It was all local content.
And the hawk and the hen.
the hawk and
the
the
hen.
hen.
Yeah, beautiful stories.
Soldier.
Yeah, beautiful stories. Beautiful.
And you see, my exposure to these things came with music as well.
Yeah.
Because for the times that I would listen to Ghana Premier League commentary, there was always a music show before the commentary.
Right.
And the music, the chat shows were always hip life, local music, right? So it could have been the 80s, 70s, whatever era. It could have been the contemporary, but it was local music along. So up till date, whenever I'm jogging and listening to any of those classic old hip life songs, it takes me back to the Ghana Premier League game
way back
of that period. Unfortunately, these days we are not very intentional about that bit, but I think maybe one of the things that sports ministry and
kids know they listen to radio anymore. They listen for their song on Spotify and Apple
yes,
Music.
that's it.
And then boom play or something.
So that's why you need contextual solutions.
Yeah.
Because that strategy will no longer work.
Yeah, so you need to find a different mix.
They don't listen to radio again.
We'll go to school and read all of these books, and then over the weekend, when we are home, we top it up with By the Fireside.
Exactly.
Also, great stories, incredible stories, things you can relate to. And it had moral implications.
Obra on TV. In fact, in Takrady, where I grew up, there was another Obra on radio.
Yeah.
All right.
Back then, it was on Good News FM. It was delivered in the Akan language, but it was so relatable that it felt like you were watching the characters there. Then you also had a different radio show that spoke about issues that had been raised in that. Then there is another show that spoke about the mysteries of the world, spirituality and all of those things. Everything seemed to be interconnected at that time. Today, though, a lot of that has to give because the competition literally is with TikTok. And the digital.
I think it was so deep and so embedded that I remember leaving primary school to JSS, secondary school, and I still remember some of the stories and could still recite some of the stories.
Absolutely, really was.
You know,
really
like one of the famous ones was the little black cat. Remember
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Mr. Kuma has two children. The children are Mensa and Didi. Mensa is a boy and Didi is a girl. The boy is 9 years old and the girl is 7. It just came out.
Yeah.
And it was so like it was stuck in my head for the longest time.
Yeah.
Or how the crab lost his head.
Yeah, that's another one.
And you see, again, they use relatability.
Yeah, you could relate. Yes. Absolutely relate.
So everything you were reading were everything you were seeing around you.
Yeah.
Growing up.
I've told my nieces, my nephews that I don't envy their childhood.
Yeah.
I think they are having a great childhood. I think they play a lot, they enjoy
too much
a lot.
screen time. It's just it's taking.
But I tell them, like, when you go to school, really, do you have common things you all look forward to discuss? Because when we were young, the variety wasn't much.
Yeah.
So we all had to watch something. Because when I was going to school the next day, we have to discuss what we saw of
and
Superman.
there will be a
today.
conversation about
Because
it.
if we didn't get home early to watch Superman, and we got to school, the boys,
you had nothing to say.
You couldn't say. If you didn't watch, by the fireside over the weekend, and we got to school Monday morning,
Soccer Africa,
be part of the conversation? Like, if you didn't see Kantanka, Captain Planet, like, you can't be part of the conversation. But these days, it brought us together as good friends, with similar tastes and similar ideologies, right? And it was great because so then we go to school and we converse about the same thing that all of us saw on the screen. When we close from school, we are rushing to get back home early to our family because we want to see this and all of that. But these days, they don't need to meet the time. No. They can actually grasp anything they want to watch. Yeah. And what you are watching is very different from what I'm watching, really, because a lot of cartoons and on different platforms. When MultiChoice first came into Africa, there was only one cartoon channel, the Cartoon Network. Yeah. These are when you look at the cartoon block. Yeah. They've got plenty cartoon
Nickelodeon and
bro. And so I know they're having a great time because parents are doing great to make their kids.
But you see, the bigger problem is that this new age of having digital content and the options that it brings, it works for the Western world.
Yeah.
For us, it picks apart the communal aspect of who we are.
Yeah.
Because
it's a wonderful fabric of who we are.
Because we grow up as a block. Our family system
interconnected.
It's not one person or nuclear. No. This is us. And everything you explained was practically everybody's upbringing. Yeah. Everybody's growing up in primary school, JSS and all of that. But today, kids can't have that. So those things that make you bond, where you are able to form those natural alliances, organic, you work as a team, you do things together, it no longer exists. And so kids grow up in silos. You have about 5 islands meeting together, even though they have the same age, they are supposed to have shared interests. Yeah. That is why you have a lot of incidents where kids find it difficult to bond and move along together.
Yeah, and I realized,
a lot of socially awkward.
Yeah. And I realized that in that time when you were young, I know many people will say that maybe we were not paying attention to it, but we rarely had people of a very young age complain about feeling lonely or being depressed. Because some way, somehow, because we were all doing the same things, you always had somebody to talk to about something.
You felt involved.
You were always in the community. But these days, like, people are alone, to be honest. Yeah. People are very alone. Nobody's talking to you. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody has different interests when they go from school. And that has skyrocketed the level of, depression cases that we've seen. And kids, people are what, 15 and they are depressed.
Also, I think the society we have today is maybe a little bit overprotective of the children.
Woke nonsense.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
Very sensitive.
In the sense that, look, when you were growing up, I mean, you knew that your parents loved you.
Yeah.
But your parents didn't give 2 shits where you were.
Oh yeah, man.
They just knew you would come back home. Like they don't. Yeah, exactly. Like they don't go. Yeah. They don't.
You are trusted a bit.
Now you're not home.
No. Our parents really trusted us. Yeah. They really did.
But more to it, they also trusted
the community
training.
Yes.
They also trusted the community.
Yes. The environment. That's what I'm saying. So it's not like it's a lot of things because see. And I think that attitude is what I even grew up with, even into my adult life. Such that, it was only when, like we all grew up around the same time, but I say it all the time, we experienced two completely different kinds of childhood, Even when I went to school all the way till I finished, none of my parents ever stepped foot in the school or even knew where I went to school. In fact, they didn't even know where I went to school. Not the location, the name.
The name of the school.
Where is my son going to school? And guess what? Every vacation or every academic year, when I needed books, they would give me. My parents have never gone to buy books to bring it to me. My parents have never gone to personally pay school fees. They depend and trusted me.
That you do the right thing.
100%. So if I come home and I tell my father or my mother that they said the school fees is 20 cedis, my father or my mother would give me 20 cedis. And they would trust that I would
go and do your banker's draft.
And I also always went to pay. And they always trusted that the money wasn't overinflated. And they never asked anybody. And for some reason, I always stated
the right amount.
The right amount. I never took a CD more or a CD less. So secondary school, university, I never took money that I didn't need. That I wasn't required to.
It's also the right upbringing, because when I was in secondary school, it was in the...
Right now, the kids, they scam their parents.
It was in the second year.
No, even our times have been...
That's what I'm saying. Our time. I discovered that some of my mates were doing it.
So it was in the second year that I found out that, it's actually a thing that some of my mates would inflate the bill.
Yeah.
And then they would go and then...
I know a couple of people who go to an internet cafe and then the cafe guys would
edit
and print a new one out for
the invoice. I mean,
you see,
my parents can't read. And you know the interesting thing? Even terminal reports, terminal reports,
people would edit it.
Yeah. But because my parents couldn't read,
they didn't understand what was going on.
Let me explain it. You know how my parents and my father kept every terminal report.
Right.
And I would go and look for someone, educate a third party, educated enough to come and interpret my terminal results to my parents. And my father would pay attention, listening. The person is interpreting in a local language that this one is this one. So if the ABC, if they rank the people, if it is A, it means you are doing well. B is below that one, C is below that one. C, then you say mass, then you explain the mass. Then you come calculation. That one, you got B. It means that he's close to the top. Then you say, okay. Nice. Then you go to RME. Then you explain, maybe that one is C. Then you say, this one, I'm in the middle. Then you go to English. Then you say, maybe A. Then the father will say, just maybe not to brofu. You understand? Then you go to math. If he say math and he says E, then you say, what happened? You don't know how to calculate, put one and one together, or what is the issue? They don't. And my father would understand
from the explanation.
From the explanation. And you see, I could do that for him.
Yeah, a third party makes it more credible.
It makes it more credible. And I would bring the real thing. Yeah. And I could bring a fake one, and father wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But you see, the system or the society that allowed that kind of thing was based on two things, or was built on two things. One, strong moral principles, and the maturity it engendered, in the sense that you have been trained to see everything around you. You have seen the economic condition of the family.
Absolutely.
Now you have been shown a pathway to get out of it.
Yes.
But despite your knowledge of everything, you have been conscientized that, look, integrity is a big part of who we are. So no matter what because it is not only in your family, and so they trust you that, okay, you will not inflate the bill. You will not inflate the whatever. It is also in other families. So there is that trust that third person that you are going to bring will be able to look at you in the face and tell you if...
When that third person actually sees you as a son, no caps,
yes.
So they say you to be son,
thank
you be son.
Thank you. So the accountability extends to that side.
It's
and that was how come growing up, one of the things that I didn't understand until maybe JSS and SSS levels was there were people, especially if a new neighbor, someone moved new into the neighborhood. My mom would always tell me, you don't know that person, don't go too close to them. One of the wildest things I heard, then it was wild, was no one knows what job this person does.
You don't know what they are into.
Yes. Now, that is a society with moral integrity. So being rich was not
They
enough.
want you to have an honest hustle.
Yes, it was important to them that they knew that this person makes a decent living, ends through honest means.
Honest means.
Think of that generation. Think of the 80s up until maybe even early 2000s. And compare to some of the leaders.
Now we don't care about whatever just a person that we care about the money they have. Once they have money, that's it.
Today we have skirted that process and traded it for means to an end. What matters is the person has it, as to how they arrived at that.
Yeah.
See, even till date, some of the people that I live with, I'm curious to know, what does this person do? What is this person about? And because growing up, that was me.
You have to know.
That was the family. That was everything around all of us. If I run into someone new, I'm just naturally curious to know about.
Yeah. And this is not only and this is not, and we had these conversations the last time, and I think Chicho mentioned it, and I have enormous respect for people like him. And you don't have to grow up in a poor environment or a poor family to learn what is basic humanity.
Yeah, courtesy.
You understand? Basic courtesy. Yeah. And to recognize your privilege and use it well.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing to have money or to grow up well. It's not your fault that your parents had money. It's not your fault. But it is how you use it and how you and I think that really comes with a lot of pressure on his own. Because then you grow up in a family where everybody's wildly successful. You know what kind of pressure it puts on you? For me, like I said that the last time, right? Even if my life ends like this, my family will be proud of me. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and that those pressures on people like Sicho or people that are from families of that nature, if you're not mentally strong and well brought up, it could lead to all kinds of issues. We've had people from well-to-do families that have gone through issues because they couldn't live up to the expectation.
It's tough.
It really is. It really is.
It's tough because, and again, I was blessed with great parents who, put in very good Christian values into all of us. And I have 5 other siblings, 1 sister, 4 brothers, and I'm the last of them. Unfortunately for me, all of them are incredibly successful at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is a lawyer. The one after him is an engineer. He went to Manchester to do his master's. His this. Robert is an accountant, an economic guru. Charles into petroleum is big. Anthony is an engineer. Then there is me. So, and you're growing up, you're seeing them do.
Then there's me.
Do. And when my father had conversations with us, and he told us this, that look, when you go to school, everybody has what success is to them.
Yeah.
And that famous book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, captures as well. And my dad said things when you're growing up in similar lines. Even before that book came out, he said things in very similar lines, or that book became popular. So while you go to school, think of how you can do your own things when you grow. My dad never really looked at where we would work or who could employ us. And I grew up with the mindset of running your own things, growing up and building your own
stuff.
Mm-hmm. Because for him, that was his level.
Yeah.
So he didn't look at me look at us as people who would grow and look for jobs. Of course, it would be a start. Obviously, you start to get working experience
to prepare you for.
He always looked at
how can you create
your own things going, and that was it. And that is tough. That is really tough. So, and everybody knows, I started out, I had a good job in the media. I could have gone anywhere and I think I would have done reasonably well if I stayed full-time in the media.
Yep.
But some way, somehow, there
was still a certain gap.
Yeah,
something was missing.
Yeah, I just knew, bro. is not everything I want to do. I want to do more. There's more I want to do. But growing up, it's all been the thing. And when I was in school, when I was in university, all my mates know I'm brilliant. But when we wrote exam, I would never top anything. And I wouldn't fail. I have friends who tell me, are you fool? Go if you check, maybe wrote midterm, people are having 29, 28. I have 22, I'm okay. And people feel like, but this thing,
You teach these boys.
It wasn't because I wasn't a serious student. I was very studious. I was very serious. But while we were in school, I had actually formed my company. So while my mates would study, I'm looking for gigs. Like I go around campus. Like I formed my IT company. I go around campus. Of course, in KNUS, you've got the halls. Everybody has an IT computer center. I go there and see what I can supply. Can I supply some papers? Can I supply? What can I supply? Unfortunately for me, they already had places where they're bringing in from. I was also looking for opportunities. So I'll miss some lectures to go attend some meeting. I'll miss some lectures. Sometimes I'll come to Accra and look for internship slots for people back in school. So I go back to school and I told them, I've got a slot, you can go there. But I was building connects with all of these IT companies. By the time I had set up fully, I could engage them, leverage on them. They could partner me for us to do projects. So I would miss lectures for some of these things. I'll come for a midterm, maybe 10 minutes into the paper, sit down, write the paper, get some cool 18/30 or some 20/30. I won't fail. I will graduate anyway, but I wasn't going to make the first class.
Yeah.
Because the thinking was, and an old boy told me,
do you know why? Not to cut you.
Yeah, go on.
Do you know why it is said that it is the average students that end up being highly successful in life, while the first class students
work for the average student?
Yes, this is why.
Yes.
This is exactly why.
I had a mate.
Because the average students, there's utility about them.
Yeah.
Whereas the brilliant student, we just want the A.
Yeah.
So we don't have any time for anything else.
So there was a friend, he's doing great. Foster was just like me, and even worse. Like Foster would go to Nigeria. Right now, he's in Rwanda, he's in the USA, he's here, he's consulting for people. It's paying off. Right? And so we are different. And we've got incredible mates who are so brilliant with the books that now we call on them to do things. It's not like they're doing bad, they're doing great.
They're doing great. It's different level of great.
When we need things we can do, we call on them to come and be consultants. They do we pay them, they take our money. Yeah. Sometimes we've not been paid for the job, but they will take their money, they are gone, they go and chill.
Yes.
They will go and hustle and get payments. So like it's not easy, but the bottom line is wherever you find yourself, there's a way out.
Yeah.
There's a successful way out.
Yes.
Right. And for me, there isn't one thing called success. It's success for somebody could be getting a good job, getting a well-paid job, and living a life that can sustain. Let
me put it simply for you. So what you're trying to say is define your own success.
Define your own success.
Yes. Success is not universal.
And wherever and one thing old boy told me is, you see, when old boy, the way he speaks very simple. When I was growing, I thought when I marry your mother and we have our small car, I'm fine. In my mind, I thought that was it. But once we got that, I realized that there was still more. So the point is, you have a dream today, and if you work towards it, you achieve that dream.
Yeah.
But
it's only the starting point.
You never stop dreaming.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to say, you never stop dreaming. So somebody's in the university. The person's thinking is, when I finish, I genuinely would have loved to work in maybe Talo, Bust, in the ministries, public sector. Maybe you're a doctor, you want to work in Kolobu. You get there and realize that you want more. So don't stop dreaming. Don't limit yourself. Don't cage yourself. Just keep going, right? And the point is, be ready for disappointments. Be ready. Me, I've been disappointed plenty of times, but me, I keep going.
There's no growth without
that. Of course.
So yeah.
And that is it. I think valuable lessons there. Listen, you really do need to define your own success. And I think you have to be at a comfortable place. And Sicho, I would say this. I think you're very, very lucky that you had a parent that could sit you down and have conversations with you.
It's a blessing.
It's a massive blessing.
Yeah.
Because even for some of us, I have no conversation with my father that is about life. It's like the conversation she has, like, what do you want? When are you going to school? How much is the school fees? You take it, you go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, no, you're very lucky. It's not a very African thing, like sit down and have deep conversations with my father.
My old boy will tell us
about life. No, we don't have that.
Old boy will tell us about women and me.
No.
That's
My
how
father has
I'm
never
lucky.
said anything to me
I
about
only
women.
had one girlfriend and I married her. I only had one girlfriend and I married her. Go in SHS and I married her. Then, so because old boy would, and it's the same for my brothers. They didn't all have their wives from maybe SHS, but university, like very early. Because old boy would tell us how women are, what to expect, why we shouldn't play in and around this. We had boys conversation. You know, we play ping pong with old boy. He plays cards with us. Sometimes we take a drive and we will talk. I've been around a lot of Ghana story sites. And all of that was organized straight by my old boy. We'd go sit somewhere, pitch a camp. We'll talk we'll just talk about life, his experiences.
Yeah.
He's done
I mean, that's a blessing.
Yeah, so growing
that is a blessing.
A massive deal from my big brothers.
That's a blessing. You know? Because see, look, me, I have a father. My father is a responsible man. Took care of me to go to school. Yeah. You know, my mom, same thing. But the truth is that, like, up until from like age 13, the longest time I have spent with my parents is probably 3 weeks.
Yeah. You know.
From age 13. The longest, like, continuous, uninterrupted time I spent with my parents.
And you know, what you have gone on to achieve?
It's probably like 3 weeks.
What you have gone on to do with your life? It's incredible. Like, it is incredible.
It's one out of 100 that survived.
No, honestly, I was gonna say that if you've got 10 kids who have gone through what you have been through growing up, 0.5 are making it.
Yeah.
Or
no,
one.
It's true.
Or one. Like, it's because
right.
It's tough.
I'm not even going to sit here and deny the grace.
It's really
the
tough.
Grace.
Right?
Like,
it's massive commendation to
crazy.
you too. Because it's easy to give up. It's easy to make it. And that's the thing. You see, when you've gone through what Fent has gone through, the easiest thing to do is to blame everybody by yourself.
And give up.
And it's easier to give up with excuses. Like, I be with the family staff. So what's up? So easy. But you need an extra level of hard brain layer to be able to push through. And of course, you need a bigger hand.
And then I think the biggest, for me, like the biggest stress of people like us in my life is that you have to make every decision for yourself. Like, there is
there's no example.
You are the
pioneer.
You are the
pioneer.
You are every pressure is on you. Like, bro, Charlie, I'm getting emotional.
You are the example.
I feel you. It's
but also, it is also.
Charlie, get me tissue, I beg.
It is also.
They can't do the AKU. They can't drive for TV talk.
See, bro, like, you see, like, so I don't, like, you know, like, it's.
No, man, you've been through it. No, look, like, you're a great example to many people. I don't like it.
No, because, and you see, also the example and the lesson to all of us is that now we're in better position to assess the sort of upbringing we had.
It's crazy.
We're in a better position to assess the choices that our parents made and the choices that we made. And so from here on, you make it a point to be a better parent.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Having observed what your mates, and especially for those who grew up in very communal settings, the sort of guidance that your friends got from their parents, what you got from your parents. And as you grow, you know what was missing, right? For years, it took me a while to begin to accept that certain things were common because I wasn't seeing those things while I was growing up. So when I see someone experience, I go like, but you didn't pamper you, pal. Like, but no, the fact that it was absent in your life doesn't mean that person is privileged. Right? Yeah. Like, life is not black and white. I mean, there are things that ought to be. If you don't have it and someone have,
it doesn't mean
as we see this, we then need to be conscious about being better parents. If you're a guy, be more present. Right?
But the thing too is then we have to be careful, because I've seen people who had maybe tough upbringing and they want their kids. Obviously, they want their kids to have a better one.
Be tough as well.
But in so doing, they end up destroying the kids because they
overdo it.
Give it. Yeah. And that is one thing that I always thank my God for my parents, because they could give us everything, but they didn't give us everything. Like, there was nothing.
Made you see the essence
there was nothing we lacked in the house.
Yeah.
But they didn't overdo it.
Yeah.
And the principles were the same. Like, I'll wake up, I'll sweep, I'll clean, I'll dust the place. And happily, I saw it as part of
a
me.
question.
Like,
did you have a car in tech?
Yeah,
No, from level 100 all the way to the end.
200 seconds. Yeah. But I brought it back to Accra.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that your dad could have given you a car to drive to school, but he didn't.
Yeah.
It made you see the essence. Essence of
one
that.
thing too is at the time, of course, when you're going to university, you are 18, 17, 18. Yeah. And I remember my dad, when you're 18 years, one of the things that he hands you, he tries to do is to take you and teach you how to drive, maybe before you get your license or go to driving school or that. So it's a life skill he tells you. So one of my elder brothers at the time, they were all driving, so they would do it at 18. But yeah, a driver would go and drop you in school and everything. But you knew how much a car could be a distraction. And one of the reasons why I brought it back to Accra was you've got so many friends. Everybody wants to drive. Even they don't want to drive. Even they don't know how to drive. And you could easily have somebody be involved in a fatal accident and all of a sudden you're in trouble. I had friends. Sometimes they don't have control over what your mates can do. Some of them are drinking Friday nights. Maybe in Kobe, but some of them will take the key and go. But truly, genuinely, I realized I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I didn't need it because, and I stayed on campus the whole 4 years. Everybody knows I stayed on campus the entire 4 years. I didn't have to go out off campus. So I could just walk to my faculty and come back. And I loved working with the boys down the faculty and back. So yeah. But one thing that he always did was teach you the values of life. He taught us how to save money, how to think business. Most importantly, God. I mean, he would preach to us in morning
and
devotion.
How to treat people.
Yeah, how to treat people, like how to be nice to women. Like, old boy taught us all of this. And like, my mom would be in the kitchen, we are standing right behind there, we are drinking. It's still nice about, women, how to treat women, use my mom as an example. So it was a very, very healthy environment, to grow up. I remember, I'll tell you one funny story. My mom loves the kitchen, right? If you go to the kitchen and you drop something where you're not supposed to drop it,
you're in trouble.
Like, she never sent me to go sweep the kitchen for nothing. Because she's coming to cook. She doesn't want to enter the kitchen and realize that something is, so just go and sweep the place before she comes. And if you break mom's glass, it's like you've pierced their hearts. So here am I, I'm picking a glass and I drop it. So mom is about to explode. She actually starts and I hear another drop of glass behind me. And when I turn, it was old boy, right? Old girl turns, she wants to say something, but it's her husband, she can't speak.
Yeah.
So the fire on me now is gone. She can't throw the same fire on old boy. And old boy just smiles. And then both of us just walk out. She picks the broom and cleans the place. Until now, I know old boy deliberately dropped his glass.
To save the day.
He deliberately dropped his glass.
He did.
To keep her wife quiet. So we had that. And it's been a blessing.
Yeah.
But you don't want to over pamper. See, my opinion, it beats me. If you fool.
Yeah.
So that thing, me, honestly, I don't believe in. If Kili the fool, this generation.
No, if discipline.
It be biblical. Make no spare the road and spoil the child.
Discipline.
Modern days go tell you so don't be there. No.
If them.
Because I was a boy. I would do things like sometimes I play hide and seek with the bro man. I feel go hide for the freezer inside.
Wait, you say make I no lash you. How?
Because and now I'm growing, I have to lash myself. Because you see, the stupid thing.
You could easily be electrocuted.
Easily, and the difference I can log.
Yeah.
So like in some stupid
even
me, I want to lash myself now. Like,
but you see, like you mentioned, there is a God component, the God factor in upbringing. I'm going to end with this story. One of my favorite teachers growing up.
Yeah.
She's the best human being, like to date, one of the best people I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
She had made some mistakes while growing up and was careful not to allow her daughter to be exposed to the things she was exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Did everything possible for this girl. And the girl responded well. Always aced her papers. Always made her mother proud.
Mm-hmm.
Then, as I get close to the family, I started noticing a few things. So one day she would confide in me about some things that had gone on. And then I get exposed to this whole other world. It's like a bubble that the child lives in. The mother has no idea.
Mm.
And everything that is going on in the girl's life happens on the blind side of the mother.
Yeah. That can happen to parents a lot. And it's the worst.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the worst.
And this is she's Catholic, Christian, religious worshiper of God. And make sure that the kids know the doctrines. They know everything. They live by them.
Yeah.
But on her blind side,
she has another life.
So sometimes you can do your parts.
Yeah, but ultimately...
And pray that the God factor in the child you are raising is strong enough, and that they, as kids, even that young age, would seek God.
Yeah. Otherwise,
because you won't be around to legislate for everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
you can't. Anyway, so some lessons there for all of us. I don't know how your childhood was, but I'm sure that the life that you live now, the remnants of your childhood that led you to this point. And whether good or bad, we all just have to be grateful that God has brought us all this far. And I think, no two people's lives are the same ever, and it doesn't matter who your parents were, what they did. The bottom line is where you are now and where you want to go. What's your dream? Like Sicho said, you can have multiple dreams. You can be living one now. Absolutely. But what's the next one?
Yeah.
What else do you want to do with your life? I mean, at the end of the day, once you get to a certain point, you now have control over your life. Yeah. What is that saying? Somebody, I've forgotten the exact saying, but someone said that up until the age of 20, or is it 25, you can blame your parents for being poor, but from age 30 onwards, it's all your fault.
Yeah. I was going to say one final thing. Yeah. If and this, I realized this because it happened to me. If at the end of the day, your child can point to you as his or her role model, you've done great parenting.
Oh my God, you've done a brilliant job.
Look, I always tell people that my role model is my old boy. I've lived with him, and every Sunday after church, we all go back to the place, and he is my role model. Like, and when I have I can call him my brothers, and we call him, do conference call. We talk about when we have to make his our role model because he's done a great job. And when my kids grow, I want them to be able to see me as that. I think that if I'm able to do 50% of what
your father
LSK Achim did, then
Then you reach.
I try. Because here is my absolute move. Like top guy, LSK there. In wife Bennis. Sweet mommy.
What is the L? I know what the A stands for. Lawrence.
Sanko.
Kwame.
The law.
Yeah. Sanko was actually his nickname. I think he told me the story that it was in one of these Roman stories, right?
Yeah.
When Julius Caesar was going back into Rome, there was this guy who met them on the way.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a royal or anything, but he would go ahead of Julius Caesar and then just be like in front of his cart. And then we're talking, Julius Caesar is coming, make way. Like he wasn't appointed. Unofficial, like nothing. He just took it upon himself. And wherever Julius Caesar went, he would go ahead of him and say, Julius Caesar is coming, open the way. Julius Caesar is coming, clear the way. And my dad said, when he read that story, that guy, for him, is one of the smartest because in the end, even though he wasn't originally part of Julius Caesar's camp, what he had done over time had become an identity of Caesar entering any city. Mm-hmm. So they didn't have any choice than to officially robe him in. And he became one of the richest guys in Rome.
But
because all you did was to hype the empire. Like, Julius Caesar can make way. It did over time. It's like, so in school he was being called Sanko.
So the guy, he'd be the world's first hype man.
Hype man number hype man number. So Sanko would go. Hype the guy.
Sanko is the first
hype stadium.
First happier stadium. So he would go hype there and then clear the way, and then so officially became a very wealthy man just for announcing the entrance or the appearance of Julius Caesar. Thought that is a smart person. So they used to call him, like the guy, call him Sanko, and officially was. So the name Lawrence Sanko Kwame Achim, LSK. And it's officially his name. Officially his name. So he's LSK and I'm PSK. Philip Switch of Frequency. But he's Lawrence Sanko Kwame. PSK
I used to be Sunday born.
Yeah.
That boy be correct.
Yeah. PSK. I mean PSK Achim is LSK Achim. Yeah, solid guy. My role model.
Guys, this was lovely. A lovely chat. Listen, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you take some lessons from it. Very important, just sharing experiences as boys. This is what this podcast is all about, Last week was a lot of fooling. Today it got deep to the point where I almost shed tears. Like, it's crazy.